The new upcoming Ruin DLC for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach worries me. But let me explain first. I am extremely hyped up for the Ruin DLC, like, so hyped up. I did so many different videos on it, a little bit of a theory video, other things like that. So why would I be actually worried for this game? Well, I have some things that are worrying, but it's like, what? 20% of me is worried about the DLC, but like 80% of me is excited and I think this is going to be probably the best Security Breach game or, the best Five Nights at Freddy's game ever made. Yes, I do have hopes for that. You can't bring my hopes down, man. So without wasting your time, let me go and actually explain my worry. The very first one is that the game story is going to be adding more confusion to the actual new Security Breach story timeline. What would you call it? Because we all know in Security Breach, when we're done playing it, everyone is left with more questions than answered. It almost not just destroyed, but it just flipped what everybody thought the original storyline for Fnaf was, and it added so many new things, changed so many things, changed it, and also ripped the community apart, like with Matt Pet's robot Gregbot theory. Yeah, Security Breach definitely changed it, and I hope that the Ruin DLC does not add more confusion. I hope it just explains lots of things at the books, like Tales of the Pizzaplex, and at the new games, or the other games, Security Breach, and maybe even Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, being part of the new storyline for FNAF. I hope it just explains more of that without having more questions, and help it answer that questions, but not in a direct way like, yo, Gregory's actually the Golden Freddy soul spirit, because why not? I hope it doesn't do that. I just hope it explains in like secret ways. But another thing I have on the game is that I'm worried that it's going to be too scary, which makes it not scary. That sounds pretty dumb, but let me explain before you start commenting. So we all know games that gets throw jump scares at you like so many times. You're like at 10 minutes in the game, like it's not scary because I'm getting scared every few seconds. You get immune to it. And we all know in Security Breach, probably the most scariest and best part of the game that made it really scary was the endoskeleton section, where like the weeping angel mechanic. If you look at them, they freeze, you look away, they start chasing you. That part was really good. It was great. It was really scary. But as you can see in the as you guys can see in the trailer, you can see a whole bunch of different endoskeletons there. Look at the new 8 photos that released in Daco's charity live stream. You can see more endos, but that's the problem. I'm seeing too much endos. It looks like they're replacing the security bot instead of being that annoying thing, making them all, I guess dysfunctioned, and then adding in the endos, putting them all over the place in Security Breach, just making it not really scary anymore, more like annoying, like you just have to keep dodging them, and at a point in time you'll just get too annoying in the gameplay. But correct me if I'm wrong, because looking at the photo and the gameplay trailer, the only 2 times you've seen the endoskeletons was in the daycare, which I gotta say, it would make sense because the daycare also has the theater, which in the theater you can see a whole bunch of the endos down below, so it would make sense why we so far only see them in the theater, and it would make sense just for that one section to make it more scarier. So I hope they're not all over the map and they're only in that one section. Another thing that gets me worried is obviously about the release date. I did a whole video recently talking about this is the month for Ruin, and it's July because Ruin releases in July. So I guess really am confused why we got no news, and also about the TV, because we all know we saw the Security Breach TV website relaunch, but we never seen anything off of it. It's just there with nothing to go on it. I was hoping for them to do a day countdown, and right now we're on the 5th of July at the time of recording and uploading this, and we have not got one day, one new teaser. The only thing we got ever since we first got it was a poster, a TV, 1 trailer, and 8 screenshots. Can you believe that? Over a whole entire year plus of waiting, and that's all we got. We don't even have an official day, and right now from the whole Steam files, it looks like they're uploading and updating the final version that's going to be complete. So they're working on it. The question is, why are they telling us anything? Obviously, it's because they don't want to build up too much hype just in case the game comes out buggy or disappointing for some fans like Security Breach kind of did. So let's just hope they're not doing that. Another thing is, speaking about bugs, I hope Ruin is not buggy. We do know Steelwool's whole, I guess, recent track record when it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted being a little bit buggy, Security Breach being more buggy than ever, and also since they worked on some brand new Hello Neighbor games like the new Search and Rescue VR game and also the new DLC, both of them were extremely buggy. So like almost every game they ever worked on recently has all been buggy. So if they've been working on all that, I know they had different teams, I know they had different sections working on different games, but please tell me they're taking care of Ruin and not making it a buggy mess. Yes, Security Breach was a little bit fun when it came out buggy, but I don't want to play Ruin and the frames start dropping and I can't even play the game with textures loading in, Freddy doing a whole 360. I don't want to see any of that. And I think the last thing that worries me so much that the whole entire community has been going a little bit crazy after this was, which ending is canon? I hope we do not just run into Ruin and the game just plays out beginning to end and does not say which ending is canon. Because we all know in the whole game files for like the Security Breach Switch version, it did say that the fire ending is canon in the code. So everyone started assuming, yo, it's the canon ending. Even though it doesn't make too much sense because, first of all, Chica's beak is melting off. You can see a little bit of the yellow. And in the canon ending, you destroy Chica's beak. Doesn't have it anymore. It wouldn't make sense because it's melting because of fire, but that wouldn't make that much sense because her beak is there. But it can also be pizza and burnt up pizza, since we do see a screenshot of an oven still on, all destroyed in the whole pizza place. So she could still be eating pizza and trash. And you can see Monty lost his leg. So no matter what Monty's taken out, he's goner. And of course, Freddy is still there. It would make no sense, but if the canon ending is true, we can see Gregory and Freddy, I guess, running out. And it does show them escaping. But the question is, what if they didn't actually escape and all gets hallucinating, and that's why Gregory's asking for help? But it also won't make that much sense because the building still has paint, and when something burns down like that, usually the building is not that intact. Yes, things are still in ruined, but I do not think it's supposed to be that intact after a fire. Look up a building in fire. It's not looking like what this place looks like. So that's why I'm worried for Ruin. I hope you understand why I'm worried. I love Five Nights at Freddy's, and I just want this game to be extremely good. I don't want it to be, bad or anything like that. It's the reason why they haven't been hyping it up, just in case it is bad, but I don't think so. I have high hopes for this, and if this game really disappoints me, I'm gonna lose almost all my hope, and the only thing I'm hoping for is Help Wanted 2. Like, please be good, please. But also, thanks to this YouTuber _ a recent video talking about they were wrong about FNAF theories and how they're really wrong about the timeline. And after watching that video, it gives me so much hope in the new Security Breach storyline that I'm actually getting excited for this, because in there it talks about how the books are actually all still connected to the games, and talking about how there's multiple pizza plexes. Like if you go to, I don't know, Chuck E. Cheese, there's multiple Chuck E. Cheeses, multiple different stores, and it does make sense why in the stories, like the Mimic, the different trees, different rides and attraction, they could have removed it over time, and like the same thing as the animatronics, also talking about how they could have been a yellow Chica in the books. I did a whole entire video talking about that. That could be in a totally different pizza place. It would make sense, and who knows, maybe Ruin is taking place in a different pizzaplex, and Gregory somehow wanted to go look for a new Freddy, because if this is the Vanessa ending in Phaser Blast, maybe he did lose Freddy, so he wants to go look for another Freddy maybe, and that's why he's lost, and that's why we see the new looking burn trap. I'm just saying all the things that come into my head right now. I just really hope that Ruin is good, and this is why it worries me, just because everything, the way it's marketing very little. I know they don't want to over market it. I did a whole entire video saying why Ruin. We have got so little news on it. If I watched the video too, it came out before we got the trailer, but like at the end of the day, I'm extremely excited for this. And yes, I still have little bits of worry, and I think every FNAF fan does at this point. Like, who is not worried about this? But at the end of the day, I'm extremely excited for this. Don't forget to watch my other videos talking about Rude, because I literally love it, and I think this seriously might be the best game. It looks extremely scary. It's free roam. Who knows? It could be the best game we ever had.